Materials needed: tools, you will also need lots and lots and lots and lots of patience, patience, patience! Okay, let's start. Grab your aerosol can and cut it 3/5 or above. Take your PVC elbow and PVC coupling. As you can see, my PVC elbow is very small, that's why I need a PVC coupling. But if your PVC elbow is large enough, then you don't need a PVC coupling. Join together the PVC coupling and elbow. You can use any binder. Just make sure it is heat resistant and seals properly. In my case, I used Elastoseal because that's what's available. Grab your aerosol can and sandpaper. Wrap the sandpaper around the can. Get your PVC elbow and rub it up and down the can. This will make the PVC elbow to take the form of the can. The elbow fits on the side of the can perfectly. Place the elbow on the aerosol can and mark where you want it to be. It is advised that you attach it near the top. Cut a hole on the marked area using a scissor. Make sure to push out any sharp edges. Using epoxy, attach the elbow on the can. As an extra precaution, I applied Elastoseal to ensure that the air won't leak. Grab the Century tuna can and cut a hole on it. This will serve as an access hole to adjust the string. Using a nail, make a small hole at the center of the bottom of the can, just big enough to let the string through. Make a hole on the side of the can to hold the crankshaft. Measure the diameter of the aerosol can. Mine measured 5 cm. I'll just make it 4.8 to make enough room for the displacer. After measuring and adjusting the diameter, use the adjusted measurements to make 2 circles. It is better if you have a compass, but for me, I just draw it freehand. If you chose to draw the circles freehand, use the adjusted measurements. Draw a line horizontally and vertically, forming a cross. Then, connect all the edges to form a circle. It's okay if it's not a perfect circle. Cut the circles after you've finished drawing it. The next thing you need to do is to measure the height of your aerosol can. Mine was 11 cm. The displacer's height should be 1/3 the height of the aerosol can. So 11 divided by 3 is equal to 3.66 bar, and I rounded it up to 4. It's up to you if you round it up. Next, draw 2 parallel lines 4 cm apart from each other. Then, draw another 2 lines 1 cm apart from the first 2 parallel lines. This will serve as a frame for the circles which will be attached on the top of the displacer. If you have chosen to draw the circles on the previous step freehand, you need to wrap around this figure to the circle to measure its circumference since it is not a perfect circle. And if you've chosen to use a compass or you are just confident that you have made a perfect circle, you can use the formula C is equal to 2 times pi times radius of the circle to measure its circumference. The extra space I draw next to the end of the figure is for attaching it from end to end to form a circle. The next thing you need to do is to cut small triangles on the sides of the circle to be the support of the top and bottom covers of the displacer cylinder. The smaller the triangles, the smoother the cylinder sides you'll get. After cutting both sides of the figure, it should look like this. Cut a 45-degree angle on the end of the figure. Then, fold the little triangles on the side of the figure as shown in the video. You also need to fold the end of the figure as shown. Then, slowly bend the figure to make the two ends meet and forms the side of the cylinder. Using a school glue, bind them together. If it won't form a perfect circle, a little massage here and there will do the trick. Get your school glue and put glue on every little triangle and place the circle that was made earlier on top of it. After applying glue and attaching the circle, turn it over and press it gently to ensure that it will bind well. Again, get your school glue and put glue on every little triangle and place the circle that was made earlier on top of it. Make some adjustments to make it look like a decent cylinder. A massage here and there might do the trick. Let it dry for a minute. After you let it dry, grab an aluminum foil and wrap it shiny side outward. Then, attach a string to it. Get your aerosol can and place your displacer inside it. If your displacer falls down on its own weight without any interference, then it's good. Then get your century tuna can. I put a tape on my can because I made the hole a little too big and made a hole just enough for the string to pass through. Get your aerosol can and place the displacer inside the can after being able to pass the string through the hole. Then, using the epoxy, join together the century tuna can and the aerosol can. Make sure you add enough binder to seal it properly so that no air will leak. Get your steel wire to start making the crankshaft. Using your pliers, start forming a U shape on the middle of your steel wire. Just use the size of your pliers. Your crankshaft should look like this. Get your balloon and cut it near the bottom. Be sure it's large enough to cover the elbow. Next, get your screw and punch a hole at the center of the balloon using the screw. Remove the screw from the balloon. Get your bottle cap. The bottle cap side should be cut out and left only the bottom part of the cap. This will serve as a washer of the screw. Place the screw back on the balloon with the bottle cap on it. Get another plastic bottle cap and cut its sides, leaving only the bottom part of it as shown in the video. Then make a hole on the middle of it and place it on the screw. This will serve as the lock. Get the main body of your Stirling engine, which is the aerosol can with the PVC elbow attached to it, and attach the balloon on top of the elbow. Be sure not to attach it too tight. Leave a slack to it, otherwise it will cause your engine to require more power or energy to turn. You need to make something to connect the string to the crankshaft. Get your bronze wire and follow the video. I am using a bronze wire because it's easy to work with since it's flexible and it's durable. This is what your bronze wire connector should look like. Then, try out your connector on the crankshaft. If the connector shows no sign of resistance due to friction, then it's good to go. Get your crankshaft. Using your pliers, bend the wire perpendicular to the U shape that was made earlier. Move a little bit on the bent side and bend it again back to its original direction. After doing so, your crankshaft should look like this. Prepare your connector. In attaching the string on the connector, be sure not to tie the string loosely or else your displacer would not move up and down. Leave about an inch space between the bottom of the can and the displacer. It should be hanging to let the air accumulate below. Test it if it will turn, otherwise readjust the string. Then we need to make something to connect the balloon to the crankshaft. So get a bronze wire and bend the end of it to form a circular figure. This is where the crankshaft would go. Be sure the wire is long enough to connect the crankshaft and balloon. Do the same step on the other end of the wire, and after doing so, bend it sideways as shown in the video. Okay, so now remove the balloon from the elbow and using a screwdriver, attach the screw on the end of the connector which was bent. Then, test out the connector if it does fit well and doesn't show any resistance due to friction. Reattach the balloon on top of the elbow. And also attach the connector on the crankshaft. Get the upper part of the balloon and cut the thick rubber on the mouth of it. Use this to secure the balloon in its place. Next, get two CD discs, glue them together, and glue a cardboard on each side of the hole to cover it. I added the rubber cover of the bronze wire for the crankshaft to go in. Then, attach the disc on the other end of the crankshaft. This will serve as the flywheel, which will give momentum on the engine. I used the rubber cover of the bronze wire as stopper to prevent the connector from slipping and moving around. Get your can that was larger than the body of the Stirling engine and cut a hole on its side and also on top. This will serve as the stand of the Stirling engine and it is where your candle will be placed. That's it! You now have your very own Stirling engine! Congratulations! So let's try it! Yes!